I'll ask you a rhetorical question. We always bring this forward to whenever we are speaking anywhere, like in the schools or wherever, that we ask everybody, who here would want to kill our Mother Earth? And we always ask anybody who wants to put your hand up. Of course, no one's going to put their hand up. But yet all of us are participating together as individuals. We are participating in the destruction of our Mother Earth. But in all practicality, in practice, we are all killing our Mother Earth. So we obviously have a problem. So what is happening is the way that we identify it within the Longhouse is that our bodies and spirits are not connected. Our minds are thinking one thing, but our bodies are doing something else. So basically, we're almost like a person with a mental illness. We're like a schizophrenic person that we will all say one thing, but we'll all do something else. So that identifies that as a species, there is something seriously wrong with us. Human beings would not destroy the environment in which they live in which they are dependent upon. It makes absolutely no sense. There's no logic to it. But yet there is a practice that has all of us locked into participating in this thing that is destroying our Mother Earth. And it's the thing that we're here to discuss today over the next couple of days, and it's a thing that's called an economy. An economy doesn't exist anywhere in the natural world. It doesn't take place anywhere in the natural world. When you think about all the different living things within creation, if you had a natural enemy, well, an enemy that you know that would kill you, given the chance, you wouldn't participate with that enemy, knowing that that enemy is going to try to kill you at any given time. The economy, the present economy under capitalism, which is protected by democracy, which we identify as democapitalism, actually does something, makes us do something that goes against our basic human instincts. That today, we are trading with countries that we know are our enemies. And not that they are our physical enemies, but they are enemies in the sense that we know we are trading with countries that are carry out the practice of child slavery, that have very poor human rights standards. And yet we still trade with them. When we look at prior to capitalism, say a couple of thousand years ago, there was always trade that has taken place amongst people. But if you were enemies with another nation, you wouldn't trade with them. Because when you trade with them, you are actually giving them power to carry out the war upon you, giving them more power to destroy you. Now, trade may be a good thing in as far as bridging gaps and maybe perhaps providing or facilitating the process of making an enemy a friend. But when we look at how capitalism, democapitalism is functioning today, we are actually promoting the destruction of human rights all around the world, everywhere. This is what democapitalism is doing, so that we can buy a pair of running shoes here for $60, knowing that the children who are making them as basically slaves are making maybe 25 cents an hour. But yet it's okay. We accept that as consumers because that's the way our economy works. So what we have to do is begin to look at alternatives. And I'm talking about alternatives to absolutely everything. The way that we think. Because we are in fact responsible for the current state of the ecological catastrophe that is facing our Mother Earth. It's not a natural occurrence. You know, there are a lot of scientists who say that these things are going to happen anyways. Like, for instance, glaciers melting, polar ice caps melting. Yeah, those things will happen anyways. We will die anyways, so let's put a gun to our head and pull the trigger. Yeah, we're going to die someday, but let's not speed up the process. Let's live as long as we can. And when we're looking at our responsibilities as human beings upon our Mother Earth, we have the responsibility to reverse the destructive process that we are inflicting upon her. It's something that we have to think about very deeply. I know I don't have much more time. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. Again, this is something that we present in the schools. I'll ask everybody another rhetorical question because I'm going to answer this for you. In your minds, just think about this. Try to answer this in your mind as soon as I ask you this question. Where is the top of the earth? Every place we go and we ask people this, of course everyone answers the north. The North Pole is the top of the earth because this is what we are taught subliminally from the time we are children by simply looking at maps in the schools that we attend. When the reality is that the South Pole is the top of the earth. So the reason why I'm presenting that to you is that we, all 6.5 billion people on this planet, are looking at this planet upside down. Our perception is completely backwards. So when our perception is backwards, everything that we do is going to be based on our perception. We think we have the right to do what we are doing to our Mother Earth, because that is our perception. This is what we have been taught. We have dominion over creation. We do not. Creation has dominion over us. We belong to creation, and as such, we have a responsibility to her, to protect our Mother Earth. The other things that I did say in Mohawk, of course, I only gave, like I said, a very short explanation. Could go on for like an hour, giving thanks, mentioning all the things within creation, which is the things that should be in our minds over these next 2 days. Think about all the things within creation that we have to counsel upon. Think about the rivers that are subject to the crazy decisions that we make. Think about the land that is subject to the crazy decisions that we make, all in quest for the dollar. Civilization. Any civilization, just a mere word, would not do the things that in the last couple of hundred years, actually, what the collective of human beings on this planet has done. Like what civilization would kill 60 million buffaloes just to kill off a race of people? What civilization would, knowing that the polar ice caps are melting, and now that the frozen tundra is melting, what civilization would say, hey, look, let's go there and mine those minerals that are there now for the pursuit of the dollar, knowing that it's going to increase the rate exponentially of global warming, of the polar ice caps melting, and adding to the whole catastrophic situation. What kind of civilization is that? We got to look at ourselves as to what our ancestors have given us and what path we are walking on. Just because our mothers and fathers have been living a certain way and was acceptable to them does not mean that it is right. Anyone can be wrong. And when you find out that it is wrong, you have to correct it. So I hope that over the next couple of days here that you consider all these things, what we have done wrong to our Mother Earth, and look at how we can truly correct it. Can we truly correct it from within, trying to make an economy? The governments of the world focusing on the economy. To boost that economy means you have to extract more from our Mother Earth while she is on her deathbed. Let's take more of her life while she's dying. You cannot be crazy. We cannot continue to be crazy the way that we have been as a collective. So, Myiow, thank you very much.